Hello everyone, I'm Jam,
I'm Cons.
and we are two bros interested in finance. Interesting week. But before the interesting week, how's your week been? And please, please, please don't do what you always do. Please don't.
It was a terrible week. No, no, good week, man. Good week. Lots of uni work, unfortunately, but had a clinical day, and yeah, honestly, went brunching with some friends yesterday.
Mm.
It's finally looking a little bit better outside now.
Yeah, the weather-wise, right?
Yeah, it's not that freezing
By the way,
anymore.
it's so weird me not seeing your camera. I don't know what
Yeah,
is happening, but yeah, it's so weird.
it's a bit unfortunate, sadly.
Yeah, it is what
Technical
it is, as long as you can
difficulties.
record. Yeah, technical difficulties, literally. But
Uh,
it's okay.
but yeah, chill week, man. Nothing. Yeah, I really like the change of weather, man. This really, I can't wait for
Yeah,
spring
right.
and getting out of these minus degrees during the night. And yeah,
I mean, it's just March. I mean, in March, it's still it still can be a bit cold, like time to time, like you're just like going out and you're just like feeling like, oh, it's sunny, it's warm, and then it just start the wind and you just get cold, you get sick and everything. You know how March is like.
yeah, of course.
You
It
know,
gets
sometimes I
really,
think until April, mid-April, we might see some like cold waves again, but I think it's getting better.
yeah, even in April, like where I'm from in Germany, April is the most moodiest fucking month of the year,
Yeah.
So we can get hails and snow all being
Mm.
25 degrees.
Yeah, yeah, I remember maybe like 2, 3 years ago, you sent me a picture of it snowing in April or something in
Yeah,
Germany, so
that
I
was
remember.
even May, bro. That was even May.
Yeah?
Yeah. That was the beginning of May, right to the end of April. Yeah,
Yeah, because
I
I remember
remember.
something like that. I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think when we were doing pre-med.
Yeah, wow, long time ago. Jesus, bro.
Yeah, yeah, right, yeah. Sometimes, yeah. Anyways, I'm not ill anymore, which is good.
I like that. I like that.
I just have a bit of like itchiness on my throat, but like I think it went away already. Maybe I'm just like in my head. Other than that, my gynecology exam is next week. Not next week. It's like in 2 weeks, which is a bit scary because it's tougher than I thought it would be. But it should be okay. How's your uni, by the way? Do you have any exams coming up?
Yeah, not really exams per se, but actually, if I think about it, like last clinical day last week was actually kind of interesting. We did a cheeky C-section on a cow,
Mm.
so that
I'm
was cool.
actually I've seen a C-section as well, which
Yeah,
was quite interesting. Yeah.
yeah. It's pretty
Other than that,
rustic, bro,
yeah.
how they do it in
Yeah,
veterinary.
but like for the cows as well, I'm sure it must be
Mm.
like weird as well. I feel like how do you guys even do it? Like, do you guys give anesthesia? No, right? Spinal?
Yeah, spinal anesthesia, but the cow is
Yeah,
standing,
right.
right? But
Hmm.
you we just cut up the abdomen, and it's I don't know, man. I've never seen it before last clinical day, and it's pretty like you literally just grab into the abdomen, right, on the side of the
Wow.
cow where you make your incision, and your whole arm literally goes in. It's fucking mad. And then you kind of turn or try to find the calf, cut the calf out, attach chains, and then you kind of drag it by its legs out. So it was really interesting, a little bit brutal, but I guess that's veterinary medicine. It's a little bit more rustic
Mm.
approach to it than human. But
Should be
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Let's not get into like disgusting parts of medicine. But yeah. So we got a lot to talk about at the same time. We don't have much to talk about. It
Yeah, it's
has been a weird week, to be fair, but it definitely hasn't been a good week for stocks and markets in general.
the last week of February was interesting. Was interesting politically and economically, I guess. So
It was a really, I would say, weird week. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't. I mean,
I mean,
I don't
volatility
know
and
what to say. So many things are happening, and it's all related to politics, which kind of makes me a bit sad. But you know, that's, I guess, what we need to accept, that politics affects markets. Let's not get into politics too much, but I wanna start with crypto. If that's okay. I'm not gonna go too deep on crypto,
uh,
but Bitcoin dropped last 7 days nearly 12%, which is not okay. And the important thing is it dropped below 80, but it used the resistance, kind of used the resistance around 75. Like, it didn't even reach there, to be fair. Sorry, the support around 75. But it was okay. 78 was the support. And I mean, it's going well. I mean, there was like a really important support on 78, which worked,
mhm.
and it didn't drop below 78, which was good. But I unfortunately, I must say, it's still not looking the best. I don't think that it's still giving up signals for a comeback.
Yeah, I am. Well, I don't know, man. It's just sad to see, really, right? I didn't really expect this drop. I mean, I
Yeah,
expected
I didn't
maybe a
either.
drawback around the 90s. I could live with that, right? It's been doing that a little bit over the last couple of months as well, like going into low 90s and then maybe up back up to the 100K, right?
Yeah.
But that cheeky drop, yeah, it also, I don't know. I'm really uncertain, right? It drags me into the same uncertainty that the market is in right now. So that's, I don't know. I really have no idea. I'm not really that invested with crypto except a Coinbase stock. So that one took
Mm.
a hard hit as well, obviously,
Yeah, how
with
much? How
Bitcoin.
much did Coinbase drop? Actually, I don't know. I didn't check it.
It it went below the 200 US dollars. So that's, I think, actually around the 200 US dollars. So below the euro price, sorry, below 200
So
euros
last
actually.
week, Coinbase dropped 5%, which is right now trading at $215.
Oh, then it actually went back up a
Well,
little bit.
yeah, no. Friday, last day of the week,
205. Yeah.
last day of the trading week, it was like everything was in plus. S&P 500 as well.
Yeah.
Like,
That
I
was the
think
only good day, really.
1.5% in plus. Yeah, last day. Especially banks was in plus. At least Bank of America was. But Bitcoin dropped hard. Ripple, I feel like they're like main cryptocurrencies out there, and Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Solana is one of them. I don't really follow BNB, but we should. But I am not really doing it because I have questionable things about Binance. But let's not get into it. Ripple dropped 16%, which is
Yeah.
normal. If Bitcoin is dropping 11%, Ripple dropping 16% is even okay, I would say. Because
Yeah.
normally altcoins would drop like nearly 1.5, maybe even 2 times what Bitcoin drops. So yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even know this Ripple price. By the way, you just lagged there for like a split second, but it's all good.
yeah.
Um,
I'm sorry. I
no.
don't know what's happening right now. Like, with your camera not turning on. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe internet is not liking me today. But
Political
right.
turmoil. Let's blame it on that.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Good.
but yeah, the
I
Ripple
mean,
price, I did not even look at that. That's interesting. I didn't see the
yeah,
drop,
no,
but
because I own Ripple as well. To be fair, that does not matter how much it drops. My average for Ripple is 60 cents.
hmm yeah,
So,
then yeah, okay, fair
like,
enough.
it doesn't really hurt me. But yeah, Ethereum dropped more than Ripple, nearly 19%, which is not okay in my opinion. Because since Bitcoin hit 100, and which I believe that was the start of the bull run for crypto, Ethereum was really slow. Really, 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 really slow, which doesn't make sense, and which as an Ethereum investor myself, I don't like it, but I believe that Ethereum's turn is gonna come, especially with Solana being this center for gambling, meme coins, and everything. People are turning back to Ethereum, in my opinion. But Ethereum has been really slow. I don't like it. It like since the bull run, it didn't even go break its all-time high,
Yeah,
which it did in 2020.
we
Yeah.
we keep talking about this, and yeah, it's but honestly, when I keep looking at all these charts, whatever you name right now, Ethereum, Solana, or Ripple, they all look like, and I think that's what I've been trying to say to you, like yesterday or something. They all
Mhm.
look like in a pattern which gives me buying vibes. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Um, I don't buy during what's it called? Runs, like during bull runs. So that's why I cannot tell you to buy. Would it be a good buy? I don't know. I always tell you, I always try to look for the dips. And I believe that I'm quite okay with it. I would say that I have like maybe 80 to 90% success rate. Not 90, but like 75 to 80% success rate in finding the dips. And rather than keeping my money in minus, I would always rather utilize it. So buying crypto right now as a spot buy, I still believe that it's risky because there's no reason for it not to drop more.
Yeah.
But doing futures might be the better option here, even though I don't do much of a futures. I just do it time to time just for fun sometimes.
Yeah.
But doing futures would be a better option in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I held back actually. I kind of agree with you. Like they're all in a good setup. If you're talking about maybe short-term gains a little bit and you want to say, okay, I want to take the run that's coming for the next 3 months, maybe. But then again, like you say, there is there's no reason for it not to drop a little bit more or another 5% or
Yeah.
10%. And I can see that, right? And honestly, like Coinbase stock for me is in a little bit of a buying position right now. Not yet
Hmm.
fully, but like you say, oh, with Bitcoin potentially dropping more or the other coins as well, I think I'm gonna hold a little bit. And
No, I'm not saying that they will drop.
oh no, of
I'm
course not.
just
Yeah, yeah,
saying that crypto has always possibility to drop, and when
yeah,
they
yeah.
drop, like it's not like stocks market that it drops like 2%. This is big boys table. Let's be fair. This is a risky table. So I don't know. This is it. I don't think it's time to buy. I think it's a bit late to buy. If Bitcoin hits 50, I hope it doesn't. I will tell people, yeah, you might think of you can think of buying, right?
Yeah, yeah, like a starting position or
But
something. Yeah.
right now, I still think that it's a risky buy. I would rather buy something else in the stocks market or just play futures in crypto market. But yeah, I would like I told you I had some like USDCs in my crypto account.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wanna tell you which exchange. No, you know which exchange I use, but I don't wanna say to internet. If they
Mm-hmm.
sponsor us, we will. But I had USDC. I just converted it into euros and just like withdrew it and just like put it into my stocks account
Mm-hmm.
to buy more stocks with it because I don't even want to do futures right now. It might be because I'm a bit mad about crypto market as well, and also the president of the United States. I don't even want to say his name. Actually, let me say Trump. I love Trump, and I don't wanna tell the things in the video what I told you in our text. But today he was going to be the crypto president, and he hasn't been, in my opinion. So I have really mixed feelings, and I am a bit mad to him that he's not being the crypto president that he promised.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like I think there was a lot of hype, right, when he got elected in
Mhm.
November. And
That's definitely one of the reasons why Bitcoin hit 100K, I feel like.
yeah, yeah, of course. But then again, like hitting the 100K and this drawback now, you can see there's a little bit natural consolidation again, in the market happening. It went, I think people are sitting on a lot of gains in Bitcoin as well, especially the long-term holders like you or any other
Mhm.
people who are working with Bitcoin, right? So obviously, I don't know, man. Like, I follow your lead a little bit with Bitcoin, and I can see it can drop more, right? So that's why I'm not really feeling it as well right now. But then again, it can also bounce back up to 100K within 1 or 2 weeks, right? And everything shall be
Yes.
forgotten what happened. So,
Yeah,
um,
definitely.
let's see, man. Let's see. Uncertainty, uncertainty. That's what Trump brings these days for free to the market, and no market is
I
safe
mean,
from him.
we are gonna talk about what's it called? We are going to talk about stocks market as well. Like, and I mean, we can even start on it. And I wanna start. If you don't have anything else to say about crypto market, let's just go into the stocks market. Because the more I talk about crypto, the more upset I get, and I don't want to get upset.
It's fine, bro. Just a small drop back. You're fine.
I mean,
Honestly, you're
it's
fine
not that
anyway.
I have. Yeah, I'm fine. Look, I'm telling you, I don't have future positions a lot. I have spot. I'm a spot investor generally, but I am thinking of my other crypto brothers who always does futures trading, and they are suffering. They are bleeding. I've how much money was liquidated in the last 7 days? So much, like billions of
One,
dollars, and that's not fine.
it wasn't it a 1 trillion drop, some shit like
Yeah,
this.
something like that, and it's like it's not okay, you know. Like my crypto brothers are bleeding,
Yeah, but
but
that's what you get when you trade with futures, bro. That's life. It
yeah,
comes
that's
with
life.
futures a
Like
little bit, no? Like this
yeah, most
insane
of the
risk.
time. I mean, even like I believe that I am not a bad investor, especially in crypto. You know my track record, but even with futures, I feel like in my lifetime as a record, I am breaking even. I don't think that I'm in plus. I don't think that I'm in minus either, but I'm like barely breaking even.
Yeah, it's the same. I think that's the same story with like my options, call and put options
Mm,
that I
yeah.
occasionally do. Like I sold two of them on two German stocks last week, and it's like mostly stocks that I keep like looking at and that I know really well, or like I feel like I know well.
Hmm.
I say that because again, it's like it's like a 50. I think I might be like 60% of them in the plus. I'm definitely in the plus because I keep track of them constantly.
Hmm.
But I'm not saying, oh, it's a crazy amount of plus. Like if I would have invested that amount in a good stock, I probably would have the same kind of return, without the stress
Yeah.
factor and without the looking for the special fucking products, option products or whatever. So yeah, it's okay. Like it's not really, it's a gambling for me. Honestly, it's gambling and fun side of the stock market,
I
I
mean,
believe.
futures market is just like derivatives markets in general. I don't think it's so much of an investing, but rather bit gambling. I'm not gonna lie. Don't tell this to anyone, but it's a bit gambling.
It's a bit gambling. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is what it is, I guess. Um, so yeah,
Stock
that's it.
market, yeah. Should we
Mm.
hit? I mean, we've already kind of started, but I kind of wanted to talk. Yeah, what to say, man? Last week of February was pretty stagnant. I mean, or not stagnant, but I mean, the February and January was not really the best for American markets in general, right? Barely in the plus year to date. The S&P 500. I don't actually know about the Dow Jones. A year to date
I don't really follow Dow
3.5.
Jones to be fair, but I think it's in plus. No, it's in minus. Sorry.
Yeah, and the Nasdaq is it actually also in minus 2.2%
I
year
mean,
to date. So
yeah,
so
yeah.
so not the strongest market start for America for January, February. And yeah, again, are we talking about the same? We're not going to repeat ourselves, right? It's the political turmoil and this uncertainty these days. And I mean, even what happened yesterday on Friday, with
I mean,
Trump meeting
Friday was like,
Zelensky.
I mean, yeah, oh yeah, you're talking about that
Yeah, yeah,
Zelensky
yeah.
and Trump. I think when Zelensky said, "Oh, you're gonna feel it. You're covered with ocean, but you're gonna feel it as well." I think he didn't mean bad, in my opinion. I think he's just not a native speaker. I think he didn't mean like, oh, there's going to be war in your country. I think he meant like, oh, look, what we are having is bad.
Yeah.
And you might feel it one day as well. I think he's just not a native speaker, I think. But like, as if you're a native speaker, you would be offended by that word. So I can understand Trump as well.
There was
But
definitely
yeah.
there was definitely some back and forth. I watched
Oh
it,
yeah.
not the
You
whole
watched fully. I
thing.
just I just watched like maybe 5 or 7 minutes of
I
it.
watched like 15. The whole thing was like an hour and a half, I believe, or something like this. So I watched like 15
Okay.
minutes. I don't have the time for this. And I swear to God, um, I mean, let's not get political in general anyway, but the whole thing felt a little bit like a professional clown show of reality TV show from my favorite producer, the United States. So like I feel like whatever is happening right now with the market, with the tariffs and the fear of whatever, this whole like what happened yesterday and throughout the whole week really uh, doesn't really help. So
It
right
doesn't.
now,
No, no, no. It doesn't.
yeah,
I'm telling you. Yeah, yeah. Like this week, it has been always minus, and it's not only minus. It's been like -1%, -2, -0.5. It's not like -0.2, 0.1, 0.3. It's like minuses up, quite minus as well.
yeah,
Like I mean, it has been a good buying opportunity. Personally, I didn't buy any because I was quite scared. I was quite scared and I didn't buy it. I wanted to buy Amazon or Bank of America, but I didn't like the prices. Amazon, in my opinion, when I checked the graph technically, like if I when I did the technical analysis, I was like, it seemed like a bit of a free fall. So that's why I didn't wanna touch Amazon. But yeah, that wasn't the best, to be fair.
yeah. I mean, like with the last week, with this terrible uncertainty, it is. I honestly, I think that's why we're a little bit apart with our opinion. I guess I take it as a buying opportunity these days, 100% for me.
Mhm.
I know like these political turmoils or whatever they're talking about right now in the White House. Um, it fades for me. This stuff is gone in 2, 3 weeks. Nobody talks about it anymore. It's kind of the same vibe like a couple of weeks ago when we talked about DeepSeek from Alibaba. And we talked about tariffs, Trump talking about tariffs for the last 3 months. And honestly, like for me, that's fine, right? Because especially like if I look at the Chinese market where I'm mostly invested in right now, um, it's been doing great, right? Even though with all these news of tariffs, the Hang Seng is up 15%. It had its worst day actually this Friday. So that was
Insane.
uh, hmm?
Insane or
Hang Seng, yeah, the Hang Seng.
yeah,
Yeah.
haha. Okay.
So the worst day was actually this Friday. So when the S&P 500 was finally in the green, my portfolio was actually
Mhm.
hella red because the Hang Seng dropped back. But like I did have some buying opportunities. I bought a little bit more of Google, you know that, and I increased a little bit my
Yeah.
position in AMD, and I keep buying these smaller positions into it, just to increase my stake because my main stake in Google is not that big yet. It's still less than 5%, and AMD is also still less than 5%. So I can keep increasing, and for me, those drops, what is happening right now is I like to buy the companies that I think are cheap. I mean, AMD is not per se cheap, but Google is definitely cheap for its for the
Yeah,
company.
I would say that Google is cheap as well. I mean, we are gonna see, no?
Yeah, bro. It's that like we can either be right or wrong either way, Um,
Yeah.
and maybe it drops another 5 or 10%. It's really this uncertainty, but then again, I feel like every time these kind of talks come or these political talks happen, they're really forgotten about really quickly, especially in the news. They like
I
to
mean,
move on with new drama, and I don't know. It's just for me, it's a little bit hot air kind of drama. So not really anything happening while talking a lot. Like I don't know. It's really a big I don't know situation right now.
I mean, yeah, yeah, no, I agree. I agree. It's just, yeah, I mean, we are going to see. We are
Yeah,
going to see actually, and I don't know what to say. To be fair, I just
because we are
know that these
uncertain as
things are.
well.
I am uncertain, so I don't know what to say. Like um, I see. How can I say this? I see stocks market dropping more because it feels like Trump is not going to stop.
No, the
If that
question
makes
is,
sense.
yeah, but the question is, what is he doing? Because that's what I meant with saying, oh, it's mostly like hot air. Like there is a lot of happening, right, politically, but there's no like I feel like there's no conclusion, I mean, like right now I think the US is working on the mineral rights of the Ukraine, right? I
Hmm.
don't know if you keep up with that news. I kind of keep up with it a little bit sidetracked, but
Like Ukraine news.
yeah, the Ukraine resources, and America wants their
Yeah, 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 mineral. Yeah, I've
rights.
been reading
Yeah,
about it on Financial Times, and like that's another thing. Like America, I feel like is bullying people into accepting their
definitely.
terms.
Yesterday was
So like
bullying, bro.
they have power to do
Yesterday.
so. So I cannot give them any hard time. They have power to do so. Which like you can call it wrong, but at the end, big fish eats the smaller one.
Yeah, it's kind of true. I agree with you. If you
You
have
know?
it, like, if no, I mean, I don't blame them. Like, who's gonna stop them? So, like,
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
but yeah,
Um, Other
I
than
don't know.
that, I think these are the politics. I feel like let's go into stocks because let's not
Yeah,
get
yeah,
into
true.
politics so much.
So,
I
on
want
the
to say one thing. I want to say
yeah,
one thing, and then you can take over. Defense stocks. Oh my gosh. Not defense stocks in general, because the American defense stocks, I only follow one, but I don't think that it did so well. Lockheed Martin.
uh,
I don't think that it did so well. I will check it in a second as well, just to be sure. Yeah, this week it's just 2.30% in plus. But what's it called? European defense stocks, especially we were talking about, I think two, like, I think first or the second episode, I'm not sure. We were talking about it. It went up crazy. BAE Systems. Crazy.
yeah.
Rheinmetall, crazy. Rolls-Royce,
Yes,
crazy.
yes. I forgot
So,
about Rolls-Royce. Sorry.
yeah, and
That-
I think the moment EU and the UK said that, especially with the initiative of UK, Europe should increase their defense budget and we should take care of ourselves because I think they are kind of realizing that US is not going to be with them for a while at least, and they need to take care of themselves. And I kind of like that they're taking care of themselves, kind of proving the world that they are still strong and Europe is still developed and they are stable.
um, yeah, man. Like you, I remember you telling me about the Rolls-Royce stock. I didn't have that on my list. Completely forgot about that. But yeah, I didn't actually look at the earnings. I just saw the stock reaction. Rolls-Royce is like not the major stock for me to
I
keep
think
track on, but
Rolls-Royce didn't release its earnings as well because in the UK they have this system. I don't know if I told you or if you know about it. They
hmm
in London you don't need to report your earnings every quarter. You can do it twice a year. So in
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
second quarter and the fourth quarter, and Rolls-Royce is only public in London as far as I know. So yeah.
Yeah, I think some German stocks do that as well, or maybe Chinese
Uh,
stocks. I have one or
I'm
two.
not sure, but I know that in London you don't need to do it every quarter. You can do it twice a year. So yeah.
But yeah, honestly, in the rest of it, I kind of agree with you. Like, I see this uncertainty with Trump again, right? Of course, he's the main player right now these days, I guess, or he likes to be. And with
Yeah.
European markets being more trying to be more independent, or European countries with their military approach and their own defense, and the potential of USA actually leaving NATO, because that's now a thing as well, right? USA, like
Yeah.
this, it's not even like a question anymore. It can actually happen, which is kind of mad. And I think obviously that really reflects well on European stocks, or military stocks, right? Especially your high metal is doing well. I've seen BAE
My
Systems
rank
right
metal
now.
at this point,
Is gorgeous.
I am more than 100% in plus.
Yeah, so bro, I remember Airbus. We talked about Airbus a couple of months ago. Uh,
Yeah.
Also reaching very close to new all-time highs, or maybe even all-time highs. I'm not sure, but
To be
pretty
fair,
close.
this week Airbus
Oof.
didn't.
Not
Yeah.
not this week, but since we talked about it back in October, actually privately, it has been doing well. That's for sure. We talked about it at the 140 mark, right, or something, 135 even, or
Hmm.
130, and now it's back to 165 euros. So definitely, I think obviously European military stocks are profiting from this whole turmoil. And
Airbus, right? Let me check it as well. But as far as I know, Airbus didn't go as high as it should have been.
oh no,
Like
there's
Rheinmetall,
definitely
for example.
space still.
Hmm. Yeah, like this week, for example, it just went up less than 1%, 0.83. So Airbus didn't perform so well, which brings me to point of it's either the stock is already priced in because Airbus had a good year, especially in the late 2024.
Hmm.
But like in general, 2024, Airbus had a good year. It's either the stock is priced in. Stock is priced in, or Airbus is just. I think people just don't like Airbus, where there are like good alternatives such as Rolls-Royce, BAE, Rheinmetall, you know, or Italian companies as well.
Yeah, might be also a little bit the business setup. I don't really know the business setup of Airbus. I know,
To
of
be
course,
fair,
they do
their free cash
commercial.
flow, their revenues increasing, but their free cash flow is not the best. Earnings per share, it doesn't look good. It's like really unstable. It's just like going up and down, up and down. Their income is increasing, but like they're not stable. Shares outstanding is the same. They're not doing any buybacks. And Airbus as a business wise, it's questionable a bit, but yeah, you know.
Yeah, then yeah. Again, like all I think like a lot of these military companies, like Rolls-Royce, BAE, Airbus, Rheinmetall. I think obviously fundamentally they're kind of built up the same way, obviously being a military stock, but internally they can be very, very different, I think. And what
Yeah.
kind of products are needed, or and so on and so on. And I feel like I don't know these companies well enough. Like, for example, I know Rheinmetall quite good, just
Uh-huh.
from like seeing the product line as well.
Mhm.
Or but like Airbus or Rolls-Royce, like I kind of just know out of my head. I haven't done really
Yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah,
extensive
yeah, yeah,
research behind it.
yeah.
So I don't know, man. I just thought it was interesting. Probably would have been a good buy, Airbus, back when we talked about it. I mean, would have been a good return, at least in the last 3 months.
Mhm.
But it's fine. Yeah, it's not really that interesting for me right now. Lockheed Martin is the interesting one, but then again, I'm not sure if an American company is a good bet these days, right? In talking
That's the thing.
military.
I think American companies, like Lockheed Martin, it's in an amazing price right now. I would definitely buy Lockheed Martin. Maybe I can like right now it's like trading around 450s. Maybe I can wait for like 410s, 420s, which I believe that it will drop. Amazing time to buy, but what is the drive of these companies to go higher? Like I think the only drive is the Israel Hamas war. And it feels like America wants to end it as well.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, obviously Trump not talking about like ending all the wars, right, and
Mhm.
being the peacekeeper of the world, apparently. Which obviously I can't hate on that. That's pretty good stuff. Nobody
Of
likes
course,
people
of course.
dying, right? Don't matter which side they're on. It's people dying, and he literally says it like that. So I can't hate on that.
Yeah, at this point, I don't mind soldiers or any military stuff dying. Of course, they are human beings as well, but
Yeah.
it's kind of their job. But like when the kids or when the civilians are involved, it hurts.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But then again, the military guy working as a soldier is also a civilian, when he when he takes off
Yeah,
his
yeah,
clothes.
exactly,
So,
exactly. I'm telling you,
so
they're not less important.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I'm a bit unsure. But then on the other hand, America has always been a military-driven country, and they have always
yeah, yeah,
profited
yeah.
from military action like no other
Hmm.
country. Like no other country. I think the amount of conflicts they go into or like to get involved into is record-breaking. So I guess if Lockheed Martin, I've been watching it for the last two months pretty much, and I could have
Yeah,
thought like
yeah,
a
yeah.
week
Me too,
ago
me
would
too.
have,
We've been even talking about
yeah.
it.
So I mean, bro, like again, it's one of those top-notch companies. I think, and long term, I think you'll be fine. Especially
They
America
make
being
these like,
America.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They make these F-35s, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they make the F-35s, and the amount of the amount of money that you have to pay for an F-35 is insane.
of
It's
course, of
crazy.
course, of course. Like this defense industry is, I think it can like the only comparable company, as in like the capital that you need to have to produce something is like the pharmaceutical companies. Like you need huge amounts of money to be able to do something.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely. I don't know. I don't know. It's a sick company. That's all I can say, and pretty badass technology. So, but yeah, I keep watching it. It's not on my buying list right now. I like to keep watch it, especially with the current talks we have everywhere, political talks. Um, for example, then Lockheed Martin would be a little bit of a risky buy for me now because there I feel like there is definitely influencing factors out there right now. But yeah,
100%.
otherwise,
Yeah.
I don't know. I really, if we
Yeah.
can change the topic maybe or switch on to our next
I've,
topic.
I, I don't mind. I think this is enough defense. I think we talked enough about it. And yeah, and we don't really give suggestions. Rather, we just talk about things.
Yeah.
So I think we're okay. I think we can move on because I know that you have topics that you want to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just small. We don't have to talk major about it, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about the earnings from last week as well, like Nvidia, Salesforce, that was interesting, a little bit
Yes, please. Let's
Snowflake.
talk about Nvidia. Yes, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
the
the juicy
fucking
stuff.
the juicy stuff, bro. I'm just gonna throw out my opinion. I liked it a lot, honestly. I know we're gonna be a little bit different opinion-wise on this one. The market was very mixed. I watched the live reaction pretty much. So it went up 6% after earnings, then down 3%, and then it kind of evened out. So it was really interesting reaction on that evening of earnings. But for me, Nvidia, I really like the presentation, by the way, which they release on their website. It's really easy to follow. It's not overcomplicated, but I really like the video. So what was it? 75% revenue increase, and they nearly doubled their free cash flow from last year, if I'm correct. So for me, Nvidia was kind of hot. Like
Mm.
the I know my brother bought some Nvidia. I didn't. Still think it's a bit overpriced, and obviously with the whole market hype. But what I was really pleasantly surprised was the free cash flow, and I really like how much cash they have. It really makes it a little bit more secure, I guess. But then again, market is chilling, waiting. I don't know. What do you want to say? Do you have something to say? I don't really know what else to
I
say. I think
have
it
a
was good.
lot of things to say about Nvidia. I think Nvidia is a good company. Let's get that straight. I think Nvidia is a good company, and definitely S&P 500 run in the last nearly 2 years now was mainly driven by Nvidia.
Mm-hmm.
Became the biggest company in the world throughout those years, like the most valuable company.
Mm-hmm.
But I still do think that, and I am not going to regret saying this, but I am very upset by saying this. But I don't think that Nvidia is an established company. I think Nvidia is one of those companies that is having a run. But if we end up not seeing Nvidia in 3 years, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Nvidia turns out to be the next Motorola
Oh no.
or Ericsson.
Oh no. Sony Ericsson.
Yeah. I mean, Sony is there, but Ericsson is not really there. They just have some patents that they are still using, you know? I have a family friend. I mean, when I say family friend, he's like way older than me. He's like maybe 40, 42 now. Um, he is an engineer working in Ericsson. Like, so they still operate and everything. It's just, yeah. I mean,
It still exists. That's crazy. I didn't know. I mean, I had a Sony Ericsson in the past. Oh shit, my headphones fell out.
yeah.
Sony Ericsson in the past, and C902, and it had like this extended camera kind of vibe. It was kind of cool, man. I always liked the Sony Ericsson phones, but obviously after the touchscreen phone or the smartphone came out, that came a little bit obsolete, right? So.
I mean, that's why I don't think that Nvidia is an established company, and also because we know that Chinese always does this. If China comes up with some sort of a cheap version of AI that doesn't need GPUs, sorry, GPUs. What is Nvidia doing? I feel like Nvidia. I don't know. I feel like they cannot use AI as good as other companies either.
Mhm.
And I think their revenue increased how much? 3%, 4%, around that, no?
Revenue over year to year was 75% increase.
No, yeah, year to year. I'm talking about since the last thingy,
Quarter.
last earnings report. Oh,
From
sorry. They beat their revenue estimate by 3%,
so yeah, yeah, of
4%.
course, yeah.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
EPS by nearly 5%. I mean, this is the thing. Nvidia is a good company now. There's nothing wrong with Nvidia. It's just, I don't know, for Nvidia to get the hype, I think they should beat the estimates by like 10%, you know? Their year-to-year increase should be like 150% for them not to drop 6% in the day that they release really good earnings. So the market is not
Yeah.
liking that they are beating it by small margins.
No, I agree with you.
And
100% agree with you there. It definitely
yeah,
slowed down in the beatings calendars. Like it used to beat in the 10-15% for
mm-hmm.
EPS
Yeah,
and revenue.
yeah.
So there's definitely a slowdown. 100% agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the market just got really spoiled and saying that, oh, it's increasing, but it's not enough. It's like saying a Norwegian, oh, we got a lot of problems in our country, like they have no idea, right?
Mm.
Uh, it's like that. Like, I think market might have been gotten a bit spoiled, but I don't know. I just don't see lots of future with Nvidia. To be fair, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't think that it's ever going to be a penny stock anymore. But I don't think it's gonna be one of the biggest either after a while.
I mean, um, yeah, I mean, like I disagree with a little things like what you said, for example, the establishment of NVIDIA. I feel like NVIDIA
Mm.
has been around for a long time and their CEO as
Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah.
right?
It has been
But
around for a long time. Yes, I
yeah,
agree with that. But let's be fair. You are more or less a gamer. I am more or less a gamer. We knew Nvidia.
Yeah, of course. It's not like a new
We
thing. That's
knew,
for
but
sure.
like
That's for
we
sure.
knew Sony as well, but Sony was known by our parents as well, but Nvidia wasn't known
Yeah,
by
of
our
course.
parents. We knew it because we were into gaming. But Sony is well known, a good company, let's say, and it's well established as well. But I don't see, like, okay, we've been saying in the last couple of episodes, since the first episode actually, we've been saying if you buy this company, I don't think that it's never going to be a bad buy in 5 years. I don't see this with Nvidia.
Yeah, I kind of wait. Let me put my position down. All right. With Nvidia, like of course, like it's for me, it has been established over the last 20 years. The only problem I have, and I think that's where we kind of agree, is this insane growth rate this company had, and this insane jump, right, in
That's another
revenue and
thing, yeah.
market cap. Um, of course, this growth and the growth the company brings with it, it has been like in the price. It's in the price already, right? It's already calculated. It's already up. Everybody probably expected for Nvidia to beat the earnings on Wednesday anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess there was no movement because of this. So I think um, maybe it's not gone in the next 5 years, but I think Nvidia is an overhyped stock. Every stock which has a straight graph going up within the last 3 4 years with 200 300% increase, or how much it was in the last, no, 1700% in the last 5 years, right? For me,
Yeah.
this is always kind of a red flag because there can always be slowdown in growth or stagnation, or even going down, right? Imagine revenue
Yeah.
is decreasing for Nvidia, the price will absolutely plummet because everything is priced into the future, right? And
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
expectations still. They do have great expectations for the future. But if you look at the expecting revenue, um, there's definitely a certain trend of slowdown. So it's slowly reaching its cap. You know what I mean? So I don't
Hmm.
know, man. In next 3 years, I'm not seeing it disappearing. I think Nvidia has a quite strong name right now for the short time it's been in the game. But it
Hmm.
does need its time, and it does need to prove itself over and over again that it can beat earnings, that it can have or remain a great free cash flow and a great net income. And again, like companies go through financial crises as well, right? And that's when
Yeah.
you really test the company, I feel like, when you go, let's say,
Hmm.
2008 or the 2000 bubble, right? When the company goes through this and comes out afterwards better, then you know it's a great company. So I don't know. For me, Nvidia is not a buy right now. My brother actually bought it. He saw it as a buying opportunity. For me, it's too overpriced. It's a little bit risky as well. Like too much. Like for me, I actually chose AMD. I prefer AMD. Maybe it's the second place in those. I don't know, in this game, but I don't know, man. I'm
I mean,
I'm more
AMD is
optimistic.
doing processors, no, rather than GPUs.
Oh no, AMD has really entered the low budget GPU market. It's
Okay.
really beat.
Okay.
Actually, in my mind, it's coming to a point where they really want to beat Nvidia, especially with prices, right? Because Nvidia does. I don't know if you remember, like 5 10 years ago when you bought a 1060 Ti, you know, or the 1660, right? GeForce
Hmm.
Ti. Those were budget graphic cards for the normal consumer. And I feel like Nvidia doesn't really do that anymore. So like if you buy a graphic card now and you're trying to get an Nvidia graphic card for $250, it's gonna be a tough one. But AMD does that, and I think it takes a little bit market away from Nvidia. Might not be a big market, but I think it's a little market share. And I like AMD. They have a little bit potential to grow still. They've been lacking behind. So yeah, I don't know.
I would prefer. I mean, depends on how AMD is going to do in the future as well. But as you said, Nvidia grew so fast, and like in a business part side of view, like if you grow this fast, it's not good.
Yeah, I feel like there's always, if you see a straight up line, like same a little bit with Rheinmetall, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if
Mm.
Rheinmetall has a 6 month sideways course now. It's completely fine. You're if you're the way you bought in, you're up so high in percent, you know. A- At one point, you know, it cannot keep going up 4 5% a week. Just gives a little bit sideways movement and consolidates and then rechecks the market and its values and then probably gonna keep
Yeah,
going
not gonna lie, I
higher.
kind of want Rheinmetall to drop more, maybe like at least to 600, maybe even 500, so I
Yeah.
can buy. Because right now, like my average is like 472.5, I think. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but like it's like 470s, and let me see. Yeah, it's 472.5 euros. I mean, I don't want to buy now because like my average is amazing.
Yeah, yeah, of course, just let it run. But yeah, I don't know, man. These, if you, I mean, they keep running for the last 6 months, right? Why should you sell it? It's the same story as Xiaomi, for example, with me. Like, I wanted to sell it a month ago. I talked to you about it, of course. You gave your opinion, and then I held it, and yeah, it kept on growing. You know, sometimes stocks surprise you as well, like graphs you don't see
Yeah,
coming. Like, bruh, you know,
yeah,
like
no.
if you would have told me like 3 4 months ago, Rheinmetall is gonna be at $1,000, I would have probably said, "Oh, okay, nice dreaming, bro, nice dreaming." But you know,
Yeah,
like if the market runs with that and like how the politics are right now with Trump, of course, this pushes stocks like this. But yeah, I don't know. To come to a conclusion, I think Nvidia can be a potential buy if they keep beating earnings, if they keep doing the revenue. But I do see a slowdown, and it's not really the most interesting. But I think
there
it
should
was
be, there
decent
should be.
earnings.
Yeah. Other than that, let me ask you something.
Yes,
You
sir.
have money. I know that you don't have cash right now.
Little,
It's all in the
little.
stocks.
Yeah.
uh, I do have cash, which I am looking for buying opportunities. Tell me one stock that you are going to buy right now. You have the money. You are going to buy one stock at this very moment. Now you're going to put the order and it's going to get executed.
Google.
Google.
Yeah, I think, man, you know, we've been talking personally, right? I've also looked, like, even
Mm.
with last week's earnings, Snowflake and Salesforce. None, or we talked about Amazon. You mentioned Apple shortly because you switched a little bit your mind, or maybe you got interested in it. I get that, bro. I do that 24/7. Switching between stocks. But, you know, in general, I think obviously Amazon, Apple, they're top tier stocks, bro. Don't get me wrong. You know, I like them, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Even
no, no,
even
I
though,
know, I know.
but even though I'm not a big Apple fan, the company is insanely good. But for me, Google is just the cheapest right now. It's just
It is. It is.
trading at a discount, and for me, that's the biggest buy for me. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I
That's
think, I
that's
think it's
literally the
very
only
cheap as well.
reason. The PE and the forward PE ratio is ridiculously cheap. It's trading under 20 forward PE. It's 16.6. This for me that's cheap. 100%.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. 100% I agree. I mean,
Um
we are gonna see, no?
yeah, I just keep buying a little bit into Google, right? I bought at your position. I bought a little bit lower. It again dropped more, by the way. So I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah, I
like
know, I know. I mean, minus with Google right now. I wish I would have waited a bit more, but no matter what,
as
I was gonna wait for 182, but it was going to drop no matter what. I mean, I am not scared, as
it's
you know.
fine. Yeah.
I genuinely am not scared at all because it's Google, and I believe that it has a huge potential. But yeah,
Yeah, and then again, you know, like we say we keep buying the dip or stuff like this, but you know, like this current dip happening, even I think we'll forget about it real quick in 6 months' time. I think
yeah.
Google will recover, and then we don't even talk about this dip anymore. We just talked, oh, thank God we bought into it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
And I'm telling you, by the end of 2025, we are like, oh, 170 Google. It's so cheap. It's never gonna go back to
yeah,
that price again. We're gonna say those things.
no, yeah, even 2026. I definitely still see 220 for 2025 and maybe 260 for 2026. So for me, it's an easy buy. I don't mind it. My position isn't that big. I'm still happy to double my position in Google. So
My position for Google is not the biggest, but it's it's actually the biggest position that I have in the market.
for me, it's one, two, fourth biggest position actually.
And the first three is what, China?
China. My first three positions are Alibaba, Tencent,
Uh,
and JD.com. Yeah, which had a
yeah.
beautiful
Okay.
run, obviously, but yeah, otherwise, man, uh, I don't know, but I'm happy, like if my Google position is a 5% position right now with three buys or four buys actually at this point, I'm willing to still double it to 10%, so I can buy three times again additionally, so that's how I kind of do it. When you bought, for example, I just bought a small extra one, and then the other day I bought another small extra position, teeny tiny bits, just
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
feel it. But yeah, I think we'll be
Yeah.
doing fine with that.
It should
uh,
be. It should be okay. I am not scared that much, to be fair. It should be all right.
I think that's a good,
But
by the way, a
yeah,
good transition to maybe Asian markets. Quick update. It's not much happening
yeah, sure.
anyway, but yeah, Friday was a dark day. The rest of the week was fine. Hang Seng trading up at
Friday
15
was a good day for
for
American market.
West.
I
Yeah,
don't want to say
yeah,
Western.
yeah. Not for us,
I
not
mean,
for the Chinese.
to be fair, EU market and UK market was not the best this week either, but yeah, they were better than US.
Yeah,
Especially Amsterdam. I think Amsterdam was better than US, way better.
everything better than US currently, apparently, I think. And I don't know, man. I've been just watching the Chinese market. I feel like there's some positive sentiment. I keep saying this every week. And I feel like, and
Hmm.
like we talked earlier, all these tariffs, threats from the US and China giving tariffs threats back, uh, doesn't really bother the Chinese market right now. So I'm happy with that. And yeah, Xiaomi hit €7 on Thursday, I believe, um,
Hmm.
which is crazy, 150% up. So I'm loving it right now, and holding it, I guess, but. Otherwise, not much happening in the Chinese market. I'm watching sideways, and it's a pain market, bro. So I'm not surprised if it drops 10% next week. I'm living with it. I've been living it for 3 years, so I'm happy. I don't care if it drops 10%. It's completely normal day in a week for China. So like when the S and
Yeah,
P five
China, yeah.
if the S&P 500 drops like it's dropping right now and making you nervous, for me that's just every second week in China, so I live with that shit.
I
uh,
mean, yeah, no, it's just
yeah,
no.
yeah, I
I'm
know.
not. I'm not. I'm not like long term. I am not bearish about the market itself. I am bearish for the short term because of what's happening politically.
Yeah, this uncertainty, right? Everything can happen. I feel like anything.
Yeah, I think. Did I tell you this before? I think I did. I am bearish for the first half of the year, and the second half is going to be better. I feel like.
um, I mean, I kind of told you the same thing, right? I've always talking about a drawback in May, April kind of vibe, right?
Hmm.
I don't know if you remember, I've always said that, oh yeah, maybe we're gonna have a nice major drop around that time, and then the summer is mostly quiet anyway. The summer is very
Yeah,
boring,
summers are
right?
always quiet. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So and then normally the activity happens either in spring or fall, autumn, right? But
Hmm.
I don't know, man. It's just I'm
We are
moving
gonna
with
see.
yeah, we're gonna see, right? So
We always
yeah.
say that. Yeah. That's
Um
that's that's what I can tell you for this week. To be fair, not a
yes.
pleasant week. It is what it
Yeah.
is.
it's not that mind blowing this week. I think we're pretty much through with everything. Um, what I found really interesting, maybe I don't know, like what your opinion is on that. Real quick and short. Berkshire Hathaway, right? Warren Buffett. Um, he has a record amount of cash holding in Berkshire Hathaway. What do you think about this? Like just general, like you're concerned or
Do
anything
I
like that?
respect okay, who am I to say these things to the greatest investor of all time? But do I
But
respect Warren Buffett? Yes, 100%, absolutely. He's an amazing trader, amazing investor. God bless him. But at the same time, I believe that he is getting old. And these people, when they talk about cryptos or when they talk about the new things, I don't think that they really understand and they really try to catch up with the current situation of the world. So because of that, I want to say that I think because he's old as well, I think he's being a bit paranoid.
I don't
But
blame him.
yeah, no, I don't blame him either. But like he started being paranoid like way, way long before these political things were happening.
100%, yeah.
Like I'm not saying that market is safe and market is gonna go up. I'm not bullish with the market. Definitely, I'm more bearish at least for short term. But I don't know. I don't think that it's bearish enough to say that it's not bearish enough to be all on cash. Let's say
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I respect Buffett a lot, and I
100%. Yeah,
yeah,
amazing
it's
person,
I mean
amazing trader.
you can't hate on the best investor of all time, or pretty much the general consensus of him being the best trader, right? And he does know his shit. Nobody can deny
Oh
that,
yeah,
right? But then again, I kind of agree with you. He's come to the age where he's old, maybe not keeping up with newest trends or this new type of trading that we maybe do a little bit, with
hmm
different ideas. And then people throw out these statistics of Berkshire Hathaway. Oh, they have the highest amount of cash of all time. And what's really interesting is when you compare Berkshire Hathaway with market cap, right? Of course, they have the highest amount of cash of all time because the company is growing every year, you know?
yeah,
So if the company keeps growing every year 5 to 10%, of course the free cash flow grows at the same amount. Meaning Berkshire Hathaway is obviously a good company, right? They do grow their free
yeah,
cash flow.
100%.
So I've seen this headline of Buffett hoarding the most cash, uh, or the record cash amount for the last 2.5 years. So for me, it's
Yeah.
not a really a big news. I just wanted to throw it in, and for me, that's nothing new. He's always hoarding cash to fucking infinity. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, he might be right, man. He might not be. We'll only see people
We'll
calling
only see, yeah.
crashes.
We are only going to see.
Yeah, but like people calling crashes every 2 months anyway on the news. So eventually one person will be right, I guess. So let's
I
see,
hope
let's
it's
see.
us who's going to be right.
No, oh,
Or
hopefully not.
maybe he makes us humbled. Let's see.
Yeah, but then yeah, okay,
I hope
that's
he does.
that's pretty much it. Should we look at the earnings for next week? That's I think maybe the
Sure, go
last
for it.
last drop. It's not much happening, honestly. Some interesting stuff for me, which would be JD.com, which I'm hoping it will absolutely nail it. Um, JD.com, sorry, Bayer, the pharmaceutical company, and Deutsche Post. Those are three companies I own. So I'm a
Mhm.
little bit hyped about this, but JD.com mostly. Interesting, maybe on Monday. I don't know if you know these companies, but I kind of have a little bit. I sometimes look at them as like OpenSea on
Mhm.
Monday. Neo, not my favorite
Yeah, Neo,
company.
I've seen that as well. Yeah.
I don't really buy Neo, but again I think it's interesting for the EV market. And then on Thursday we have Costco and some other company. There's some interesting companies like MTU as well and stuff like this. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll
There's
see. I'm hyped
OTP
for it.
Bank.
Oh yeah, on Friday. Whoa.
Come on.
Yeah,
OTP.
Hungarian stock, huh?
I
So
mean,
the
the
Österreich.
biggest bank in the Eastern Europe.
Oh yeah, is it actually?
It is.
Oh wow, but it's Hungarian,
They
no?
don't only serve in Hungary, they also serve in like Romania, as far as I
Yeah,
know.
I know
Croatia
that, but
as well. I'm not
I, d-
sure.
I didn't know it was largest bank in Eastern Europe, but that's good to know. Damn.
Yeah, it
But
is.
it's
It is the
Hungarian,
largest bank,
right?
as far as I know. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Hungarian. It's
yeah.
Hungarian origin. It is the largest bank in Hungary, as far as not in also Hungary, but Eastern Europe. But let's not lie as well. I'm not like 100% sure, but I'm like 95% sure.
Um, I mean, I've never really looked at Hungarian stocks. I'm pretty sure OTP is the highest valued stock on the Hungarian stock market, right?
I think Magyar Telekom is the highest one.
Oh yeah, okay, both. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really look into this market, but I guess I don't know, man. Are you gonna look
We
into
are
earnings
going
for
to
that?
see. That's what I can say.
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
see.
on Monday there is one Turkish stock. It's on the list as well. Anadolu Efes, a big company for Turkey. They mainly produce beers, but they also have a basketball team as well. One of the biggest companies in Turkey.
Sorry, what's the ticker?
Um, Anadolu Efes. It's Monday.
Uh-huh.
Before market open. It's the third row in the middle, Anadolu Efes. Could you
What the
find it?
fuck? No.
Monday before
Yeah,
open, third row
yeah.
in
There
the
I
middle.
have PBATF and PDGSY and PDGSF or PDGSF.
No, I said third row, not the fourth.
That for me is the third row. It
What?
don't matter. What the fuck? I can't find it, but it's fine. What the hell?
It's okay.
It's okay.
That's
It's
so weird.
okay.
But yeah,
We'll have a look at it, I guess. I don't know.
mm.
Um,
Anyways, I think it's for this week.
yeah, not much, honestly. The earnings gonna be interesting. Bayer and JD and Deutsche Post, and I'm really hyped for JD if they beat their earnings and they keep doing a nice comeback like they've done in the last couple weeks or months, quarters. I'm really gonna be happy. So let's see. Let's see.
That's okay.
Um,
Then see you next week then.
yeah, thank you for listening and watching, I guess, everybody.
Yeah.
And ciao, ciao. Till next week.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.